Good morning, Mr. Cia's friends and family. How y'all doing this morning? Hopefully everybody's doing great. Hopefully y'all wake up and you're feeling great. Look, I just seen a video where somebody sent me, and it said that in Australia, the military is going around and forcibly putting these experiments into people. Look, I want to express my thoughts real quick about that, okay? So, Australia gave up their Second Amendment rights, all right? Now, by doing that, let me explain to y'all something real fast. Here in the United States, and it should be everywhere, but I don't know every other country's rules of law by heart. But I know here in the United States, we have the right to bear arms. Here in the United States, we have the right to self-defense. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if anybody comes at me with a sharp object in their hand and they are trying to get me, then I am going to defend myself. I don't care what your ass is trying to do. I don't care what it is for. You will not poke, you will not stab me against my will. If you even try to, I am taking that as a threat. And I was always taught to eliminate the threat. So with that being said, my calling for violence, no. I don't think anybody ought to break the law. I don't think anybody ought to want to do something to go to jail. But on top of that, if you don't want me to defend myself, then you better keep your ass away from me with them sharp objects. Now, I'm just saying. And I would suggest that my energy, my vibe, my opinion to spread throughout the United States and for other people out there to take it as I take it. You know what I mean? Now that's just me being downright honest. Let me go on with the news, because talking about that really gives me a case of what y'all know as to be the red ass. I don't feel like getting mad early this morning. All right, so in New York, a representative, which is a Democrat, Tom Suozzi, is another Democrat out of several who are leaving the sinking ship, which is the Democrat Party. You know, these folks have realized they're in trouble. They realize that Joe has put them on a path to sink to the bottom of the ocean. So this is just another Democrat that is leaving the Democrat Party. And I believe, honestly, it's just a little too late. And now I have one of these construction pieces of equipment that now wants to come through as I'm giving the news here. But anyways, the U.S. Supreme Court in Massachusetts has failed its hospital workers. The U.S. Supreme Court in Massachusetts failed to block the unconstitutional, the illegal mandate that violates the Nuremberg Code. And I'm just going to tell y'all right now, that alone shows you that the Supreme Court in Massachusetts is corrupt, crooked, blackmailed, whatever you want to call it. Any Supreme Court that lets an illegal, unconstitutional mandate happen is corrupt. Bottom line. Bottom line. It goes against the Constitution. Therefore, that Supreme Court is no good. Should be eliminated. They ought to all be fired. They ought to all be in jail for the crimes in which they have now committed to allow this unconstitutional, illegal mandate to take place. All it's going to do, by forcing them hospital workers, they're going to quit. And that is what them Democratic ran hellholes want. They're going to put FEMA in there to take over the hospitals. And guess what? FEMA, they do not have to go along with the mandate. They are not forced to get anything. And that come out of the mouth of the FEMA employees themselves. All right, so they want to subpoena everybody from the Capitol that was just standing there on January the 6th, right? Even if they were just standing there or if they just walked in the building and walked out. So Joe Rogan came out and called out the mainstream media talking about the Russia collusion. So how come innocent bystanders or people who may have just committed a trespassing, which is a misdemeanor, how come they all get subpoenaed? How come people like that are political prisoners that have been in prison now for like a year? How come nobody from the Russia collusion is being held accountable? Now that it come out to be the biggest lie in U.S. history, like, why is nobody from that being held accountable? I believe it's because they have corrupted, they have blackmailed every person, elected or not, that is in a position to hold people accountable. I believe they have corrupted all of them positions to where they know nobody is going to go against their will. All right, Pfizer's CEO says that it is a scenario, now y'all get this, where most likely those who have gotten the shot will have an annual revaccination against COVID. Now, isn't that something? Isn't that something that this guy comes out and makes such a call to where now you have to go every year? Man, I tell you, that is big words. That is like predicting the future. Wow. I wonder how he can do that. Huh. I wonder if it's not already like written down in a book somewhere or something. Mighty weird how this guy, who is making billions, like $3 billion in one quarter, can predict the future. Oh man, isn't he something special, y'all? As the Ghislaine Maxwell case began, the FAA revealed 700 previous unknown Jeffrey Epstein flights. Now, why is that important? Because that is 700 more flights that nobody knew was going to come out in court. I bet you with that is going to produce some other big name people that did not expect that their name would come out in court. But don't you find it mighty funny that this trial is not being held to where the public can hear it or see it? It's not on TV, right? Don't you find it funny that they wait and start the Ghislaine Maxwell trial at the same time as the Jussie Smollett, the fake hate crime with a noose tied around his neck, titty baby crying, yeah, they hollered MAGA. Oh, they poured bleach over here. Lying piece of... I tell you, I just find it funny. Do not let the Maxwell trial distract you from the Smollett trial. That is a fake, set-up hate crime. They're going to try to hide that because that guy does not fit their narrative, because he, Jussie Smollett, is a black male. He is not a white supremacist. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. We're going to call him that here. Yeah, you are. You're a right spirit. You're a conspiracy theorist, man. Yeah. Text messages released by New York's Attorney General shows that CNN's Chris Homo was running interference for his brother. The text message showed Chris was begging Andrew Homo's aide to let him run interference in his brother's misconduct allegations. That alone should get Chris Cuomo not only fired, but charges filed against him also for trying to interfere in an investigation. At the least, let's subpoena that beach. How about that? All right. So the media is hyping up the new Omicron variant. Even after the doctor who found it in Africa came out and said, hey, it's mild. No need for chaos, right? Well, the media here in the U.S., they're hyping it up. The CDC uses the media's hype to step in and say, all adults need to go get your vaccine booster. Huh. Wow. I think that I probably would have listened to the doctor from Africa who actually found this new variant. All right. The only way to end this tyranny is to arrest the people who started it and punish them to the fullest extent of our laws. I fully believe that, and I think Peter Daszak and Fauci, Gates, Soros, they all should be the first ones in line to be punished to the fullest extent of our laws here in the United States. Hey, but a bunch of them is going to face crimes against humanity in every country around the world who got in and played these games with these losers. Bill Gates actually said on video, this is what he said: this was an interesting test of people's trust in their politicians or their health systems. We didn't do as well as I would have expected. You know, this lets me know, by him saying this lets me know that our resistance, our do not comply, is working around the world. It's working. He said they did not do as well as he would have expected. So everybody always remember, civil disobedience, resist, do not comply. A Florida man has pleaded guilty to attempting the extortion of Rep. Matt Gaetz' father. Now, this was an attempt to shut Matt Gaetz up on speaking out against the cabal and all this tyranny. But a Florida man, which is probably not even guilty of it, yeah, he come out and then he took the rap for it when it was probably somebody on the left. All right. One of the main things, I'm going to end on this, y'all. The video's too long. Take it forever to upload, but I love y'all, man. One of the main things that we all need to remember in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is that Jeffrey Epstein was working for several governments, including the Israelis or the Mossad. The same FBI that went after President Trump covered for this elite pedophile and his island. Remember, Epstein Island was a honeypot of blackmail run by the intelligence agencies. Our own government was benefiting from a pedophile island because they could control and manipulate politicians, celebrities, and elites after they secretly filmed them. The island had hidden pinhole-sized cameras in which an island visitor by the name of Rachel Chandler come out on their Instagram and boasted about these cameras recording these elite, these pedophile, these nasty, dusty, grimy-ass people. These elites were at the island committing these horrendous crimes, and that's why it's not on TV for me and you to see. I bet old Nasty Joe is probably on 1 to 10, maybe 20, 30 to 100 of them videos. All right, I love y'all, man. I hope y'all have a great day. God bless everybody. If you ever want to support the channel, everything is in the description. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.